Okay, hi peeps. This is the chemical equations, chemical reactions packet, page 2. Let's go through it. It says the chemical equation is balanced if there are the same number of each kind of element on both sides of the equation. So first of all, you better be able to count. So if we look at this calcium carbonate, there's 1 calcium, 1 carbon, and 3 oxygens. Ammonium sulfate, there's 2 nitrogens, 8 hydrogens, 1 sulfur, 4 oxygens. 3 molecules of hydrogen. So notice hydrogen is one of those ones that are always written as 2. It's a diatomic molecule. This 3 is a coefficient. Don't forget that. Coefficient. And it multiplies through. So 3 times 6, there's 6 hydrogens. Here's another coefficient, 4 in front of here, meaning there's 4 magnesium hydroxides here. That parentheses needs to be bigger. So the magnesiums, there's 4 magnesiums. The oxygens, there's 2 in 1 magnesium hydroxide, but because there's 4 magnesium hydroxides, there's 8. And same with the hydrogen, there's 8 hydrogens. Barium nitrate, there's 1 barium. There's no coefficient, notice, meaning that it's just the one barium nitrate. So 1 barium, 2 nitrogens, 6 oxygens. Hopefully that's pretty easy for you. All right, so then this is just a bunch of counting and counting both sides. So if we count the sodiums on this side, there's a coefficient. Notice there's coefficients in front of 3 of these molecules, but not in front of this one. So the sodiums on this side, there's 2. On this side, there's also 2. Hydrogens, there's 4, because that multiplies through on this side. And on this side, there's 2 here, but there's also 2 here, so there's 4. Oxygens, there's 1 in water, but there's 2 water molecules. So there's 2 on this side. There's 1 here in this sodium hydroxide, but there's 2 sodium hydroxides, so there's 2. So yeah, this one's balanced. All right, the next one, again, pay attention to the arrow. This got a little bit offset. These are the reactants. These guys are the products. Just be careful with that. Okay, so on the reactant side, there's 4. Oh no, there's 6 here too. There's 10 nitrogens, and on this side there's also 10. Again, there's a diatomic molecule. Nitrogen's always written as 2, and there's 5 of them, so there's 10. Hydrogens on this side, there's 12, because that 4 multiplies through with the 3. And the hydrogens on this side, there's also 12. 6 times 2, because this reaction produced 6 water molecules, which means 12 hydrogens, but only 6 oxygens. And on this side, there's also only 6 oxygens. So yeah, this one's balanced. This last one, notice there's no coefficients in front of any of these, meaning there's just 1 of each of these molecules. If we count the sodiums, there's 1 on that side, 1 on this side. Chlorines, 1 on this side, but 2 on this side. 2 fluorines on this side, but only 1 on this side. This is not a balanced equation. It's something you're magically destroying fluorines on this side, and you're magically producing chlorines on this side. So there's something wrong with this equation. It would need to be fixed by adding coefficients to it. And the way you would do it, just so you know, and we'll get to this, is you'd put a 2 in front of here. If you put a 2 there, that would give you your 2 fluorines that you need. But notice it also messes up your sodiums. It makes you have 2 sodiums too. So you have to come over here and fix your sodiums and put a coefficient of a 2 here. And so now you do have 2 sodiums on this side, but you just messed with your chlorines also. You have 2 chlorines, but look, that just balanced it. So by adding these coefficients, it becomes balanced. And that's what we're going to do in the preceding pages. We're going to practice balancing equations. And I like to think of a balanced equation at like a recipe, in terms of what do you need to make something. Here I have a very simplistic way of looking at this. If you look at this, if you look at the cake as a product, if the cake has strawberries in it, then obviously one of the ingredients you must have started with must have been strawberries. You can't magically have strawberries in your cake if you didn't start with strawberries. And whatever you start with, the exact amount you start with is the exact amount you end with. So that's what we're going to get into in the coming pages. How to balance equations.